Well, the spending bill may have passed, but that doesn't mean everyone in Congress likes it. Coming up, we'll talk to a House Democrat who says the cuts are going to do major harm to the economy. He'll tell us why next. And this just in, we have now learned that the president has in fact signed the continuing resolution, so the government will be funded through at least Thursday. And as our call Cameron reported, there were no cameras for the signing. It was just kept very low key. But now the government is funded through Thursday. That is official. Well, not everyone is happy with last night's 11th hour deal. Our next guest is saying the spending bill cuts too much and will hurt the economy in the long run. Congressman Eliot Engel is joining us now from New York. Congressman, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So let me ask you why you're so unhappy with the deal that was reached.
Well, I think the cuts are just too great, and I think it's like buying a pig in a poke. We know the number of the cuts, but we don't know specifically what the cuts are. And I just don't think that you can continue to cut programs that hurt the middle class, that hurt poor people. At the same time, you're giving these huge tax breaks to the rich. You are giving tax breaks to large corporations, oil, and companies that move jobs out of the United States. We know that these cuts will result in less job creation, maybe hundreds of thousands of less jobs as this fragile economy is struggling to get better. We've got unemployment down below 9. I think this hurts us in terms of continuing to get unemployment down, and I just don't think it's a good thing to do. And besides, if we're going to balance the budget, you cannot do it just with cuts of non-defense discretionary funding. You've got to look at the whole thing, and again, you cannot have these tax cuts for wealthy people at the same time you're hurting the middle class. So I just think this is the wrong way to go. It's a little tiny package. If you if you cut everything down to zero, you couldn't balance the budget if you cut everything in discretionary, non-defense spending. So I think this is a poor choice.
I hear you, the fact that you're upset about the cuts, but you know, we're talking about a budget right now in the trillions of dollars, and the fact that people are so concerned about what happens for our future generations. So if you don't make some cuts, they're going to be painful. How do you move forward? I mean, I know you don't want to do it only through cuts, but you got to have cuts when balancing it with other stuff too, don't you?
Yes, and I'm as concerned about the deficit as anybody. I voted to keep negotiating. We had 2 previous votes, and I voted yes. I just think that we cannot look at one part of a package. Republicans want to just cut, and I don't think that's the way to go. I think we have to cut. But I think we have to cut along with looking at our tax priorities and again looking at how we we borrowed money to sustain the Bush tax cuts. We borrowed money to fight 2 wars. We borrowed money to have Medicare Part D. We had a balanced budget when Bill Clinton left office, and now when George Bush left office, we have deficits as far as the eye can see.
So I take it you're not going to be voting for this when it comes down to the vote?
No, I most certainly will not. I don't think that I can vote for a program that hurts my constituents, essentially middle class, at the same time continuing these tax breaks for the rich. I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. I think everybody has to take a little bit of pain, but everybody, not just working people.
All right, Congressman, great to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.